before the bike gets totally finished, I just wanted to show you what the bike looked like kind of when I got it from my dad. He gave it to me for free. Really nice of him to do that. He wasn't using it, so the front of the bike was exactly like this. It did come with a big windscreen, which I took off immediately, but it was just like a cruiser, you know. Then I started changing things. So changed this, added a new K&N air filter, Cobra exhaust. These are called drag pipes. They're super loud and they're awesome. I added the Viking bags, both sides. So, you know, it's really good for traveling long distances. You can't really go anywhere without bags. The bike's dirty, so you know, just ignore the dirtiness. But added a quad lock. This thing is awesome. And what I'm going to do today, just to make this bike even better, is quad lock makes this little accessory. So when you buy the quad lock system, they have accessories you can add to it. So basically this just goes on under the locking bit, and it's basically turns into a USB charger, and it has two wires, a positive and a negative with a little inverter. And basically all you do is plug it into the battery, which on this motorcycle is under the seat. So I'm going to plug those in, run the wires under the tank. There's a lip that runs under the tank, so I'm just going to run it under the tank, around the front, and back up into my quad lock. And then I'll be able to power my phone, because as you can tell, I use my phone a lot. And I also do some video work when I'm riding with certain groups, and it's really fun for me to do that. So, you know, I usually mount a GoPro, and if anyone that uses GoPros quite often is, you know, that the batteries die really fast. Okay, so having it plugged into a power source, having a huge memory card, like a 1 terabyte memory card, which my buddy is going to lend me for our next ride. I'm just going to test it out to see how it works. And he gave me this really cool, well, he didn't give it to me, he let me borrow this really cool mounting clip, so I'm just going to have to figure out where to clip it. And yeah, I'm going to get some really good footage of our upcoming ride. That ride's tomorrow. But you know, it's when I ride with certain people, like the videos I make are just for us. So anyways, it's going to be fun. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off, put the adapter in, figure out where the wire's going. I'm going to tuck it all up under the tank, plug it into the battery, what's under here, and then I'm good to go. Just wanted to show you the before, because I'm doing something awesome later. I'm adding, well, you already saw, like, the mount's already here, so I'm adding the Batwing fairing. So you already saw that's from Memphis Shades. It's called the Memphis Shades Batwing fairing, and then I added the 6.5 inch smoked windshield. And then the next step is I'm adding a graphic today. So the graphic is coming later. I'm meeting up with a guy named Kyle. He's local here in Halifax, and he's a pretty talented dude. And the cost isn't very much. You'd be surprised how inexpensive it is, you know, depending on what he's doing for you. My project, $300 cash. So like I said, it's better to get in with these type of talented people when they first getting out started, because, you know, I guarantee you that price is gonna double. Like, it's gonna double. I just predict things, and I'm usually right. So anyways, yeah, more to follow. Just want to show you this bike, and I'm going to show you the end result later today. Fuck yeah. Just wanted to give everyone a little tip. It's a good idea to pick up a little toolkit. Most bikes have a built-in toolkit, but I like to carry something like this, and I'll show you what's in it. You know, just clip it open. It just rolls open. It has some tools in it. These tools I use to, you know, take off your seat, tighten bolts. You know, motorcycles are like, you know, they're pretty solidly built, but things come loose, and when they do, you have to tighten them or you lose it, and that's not good on a motorcycle. You can't be losing parts. So I use this little tool. to remove my seat to access my batteries, or sorry, my battery. And if I didn't have tools, then you'd just be stuck, and that sucks. So just be a little bit prepared, and you'll have a better experience. And it's kind of fun to take things apart to figure out where things are, so when you do run into issues, you can troubleshoot and fix your own problems instead of calling a tow truck for $500 an hour. So yeah, just a little pro tip. And yeah, I'm going to be installing this very, very soon. It's super easy. I'm just going to pull off those two seats, and then yeah, get her done. I just wanted to show whoever watches this video what's going on. So I'm adding this piece, which is the USB charger, to the quad lock system. It's super easy to do. So basically, I took the quad lock piece off. It comes with this little screw, and it has this little Loctite, or yeah, I guess it's Loctite on the thread, so that keeps it from backing out. But because I'm adding a thicker piece to the quad lock system, they give you a longer screw to go through both. So I'm going to put them together so you can see the difference. And what I like to do when I'm anything that holds anything expensive, I like to, like my phone, I like to add a little bit of extra safety. So I add a little bit more Loctite, and the blue stuff is the best. So just add a little bit more to the threads, put it back together, and that thing is not coming off unless you totally destroy your bike, and you're probably dead at that point. But normal riding will not, that won't come loose with this on it. So I didn't show you all the steps, but this is really, really, really simple. All I did is take this front piece off that holds your phone, stuck the USB charger in between, put the longer screw in, and then screw it together. I put the cord going up over the top because I don't want water getting into the USB port, which is on the bottom. That's just how I want to do things. And then I'm just going to get a small charging cable from the dollar store, because those things usually get wrecked pretty quick, so you don't want to be spending a lot of money on the actual USB cord, like just cheap out. And maybe I'll buy a couple of them and just stick them in my bike, so when one breaks, it's going to break 100%, then you know, you have a replacement. Super easy. Another tip, when you're installing this thing, before you tighten this mounting screw right here, put your phone on and make sure that your phone isn't touching your little display. Okay, you don't want anything touching, because the vibrations will probably wreck your phone. So keep it, because this is why this has this movement to it, because it has a dampening system. So you don't want it against something hard, because the vibrations will just go right through your phone. So hook up your phone to the quad lock, check the position. Once you're happy, tighten this screw tight. Oh my gosh, okay, when I was working on this piece here, I just saw a button on my controls I have never seen before, and I'm kind of nerding out about it. Look at this. So to pass somebody, I would flick my high beams up like this. But on this motorcycle, right on your finger, it's a quick, look, it even says pass. So you can just quickly tap this to flash people. I can't believe I'm just finding this now. I am just blown away. This is why you work on your own motorcycle sometimes, because you just, oh, how cool is that? Oh my gosh. Anyways, that's okay, sorry. I'm going to finish doing this, and then running the wire after I secure the wire to the handlebar, and just make sure, you know, it has enough play when I turn the handlebar. It's not gonna get stuck on anything. So anyways, I'm going to tuck this under this lip of the gas tank, run it all the way back to here, and that's it, man. Super easy. You can do this yourself. That piece, so this USB adapter is like $67 plus shipping. This whole quad lock system probably cost you less than $200, and it's totally worth it. I use it every single day. I I never go anywhere without entering where I'm going in Google Maps, because sometimes I just, I'm distracted, and it's nice to have something in your ear saying, turn left in 400 meters, because sometimes I'm just like, not really paying attention. Well, I'm paying hyper attention to my driving, but I'm not really paying attention to where I'm going. So this really helps. It also lets you know, like, where there's radars, speed trap, or like police presence, slowdowns in traffic. It does, Google Maps does a lot of stuff that I really enjoy. So I want my phone with the map open, and now I can do it longer because it's gonna be hardwired to my battery, suckers. Yes. When you're hooking up electrical stuff, if you don't know anything about electrical, they're usually identified, but red is normally positive, black is negative. And look, they put little symbols on it. See that little line? That means negative. Hey, there's nothing on that one. Oh, positive. Say positive, positive, same as on your battery. It's identified right here. It's hard to see. So positive, that side. Negative, this side. Shit simple. You just have to read stuff, do things. Gonna look sick. Once it's together, obviously. So I know it's pretty loud, but I'm almost done. I got everything installed. This is pretty ugly. I'm gonna have to switch some stuff out, but this is just almost done. Okay, so the USB charger is now installed. Front graphic is now on the bike. I have the lighting installed, which is controlled. Well, you can do it through, you can control the lighting through an app on your phone, but I think this is pretty cool as well. Basically, you just select a color and it goes that color. You can change it any color you want, but the decal's red, white, and black. So I figure red's pretty cool, but at night I really like the purple and the blue. The blue, actually the purple is what my son really likes. So, anyways. So Dad, you wanted me to do something cool with the bike? And that's it. How did it do?